What is going on, warriors and farmers of Tamaris? Welcome back to another Call of Dragons video. The moment we have been waiting for is finally here. Today we're gonna do two different testings in the open field. We're gonna test Bertrand and Tohar against some real enemies, and we're gonna find out firsthand if the long range warfare is really worth it. I'm gonna give you guys my opinion on these two different testings. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet already. Turn on that bell notification and never miss out. Like the video, share it with your friends, leave some comments down below. Let's get this thing started. Alright, warriors of Tamaris, this is season 2 T1. The game developers have released two new mages in the game. Today we're gonna test out Tohar and Bertrand, and then we're gonna try out the long range warfare as well. So let's begin with Bertrand and Tohar. This is the configuration of my Tohar currently. He is at 6 stars and he's only 5-1-3-1 configuration. When it comes to my Tohar, he is sitting at 5-5-5-3. The plan is to awaken Tohar and give you guys the best testing possible. I'm also gonna be taking him to 6 stars very soon. As soon as I awaken him, he is going to 6 stars. In terms of the talent tree, this is what I am using for Bertrand. I have synchronized all my talent trees so that my marches move at a march speed of between 21 and 25%. So right now this is a talent tree that I don't think you have seen anywhere yet. I am just testing it out. If I get everything to level 60, I will be grabbing this point. I will be taking this. I'm gonna max this out, and then I'm gonna come back and take this intimidation as well. I don't think I'm gonna be going beyond this area because it's not needed for this Tohar and Bertrand combination. So I'm gonna test this out. If it's good, I'm going to make a video about it very soon. To keep this going, this is the artifact that I am using for Tohar. It is the Mirage Orb level 3. Let's see the damage output in the open field. We have damage factor 2100 to one target, and then 1500 damage to the other two different targets. It is diffused damage. So with every buff that I get 11%. So I need 3 buffs to get all 33%. So that should boost all the damage of this artifact. So today we're gonna see in the open field by looking at the merits. That is how we're gonna determine if Bertrand and Tohar are really worth it. We're gonna see their merits and compare them to some of the best magic marches that we have in the game so far. We're also gonna be testing the long range warfare out in the open field. This is the season talent that I have picked. Now from my previous video, I have tested the Courageous Rush and the Cavalry Vanguard. I still have my one reset that I'm gonna be using soon, but from the looks of it, I'm going to be keeping long range warfare. So I have the Gale Step to give me 5% march speed. I decided to go with the Burning Rage because I'm gonna be taking long range warfare. This Burning Rage is gonna work with every single march that I have, get a 3% more normal attack, so that is good. I'm gonna be going out with 3 magic marches and 2 archer marches. And then we have the long range warfare. Now why did I decide to pick the long range warfare this season? Let's go back to the artifact section and we see why I decided to pick the long range warfare. So the first reason is because of the Viola's bow. So if we come over here, this Viola's bow has a long range. And when you look at the secret ability, damage legions are sealed, cannot cast artifact skills for 10 seconds. So if I can put a 10-second artifact debuff on my enemies, they won't be able to use it to hit my marches. And as you guys can see here, this artifact only requires 1200 rage cost. When you compare that to the regular Phoenix Eye in the open field, it requires 1600. So if I hit an enemy with a Phoenix Eye with my Viola's bow, he won't be able to use his Phoenix Eye for the next 10 seconds, and he won't be able to hit my marches. So that's one of the reasons I decided to pick the long range warfare. The second reason I picked the long range warfare is because archers get targeted a lot in the open field. Like they become the second tank once your infantry dies. And I gotta say guys, today you guys are gonna see the video clip. All my marchers were doing some crazy things in the open field. My Syndrion and Frega did not die as quick as before. So today we're gonna check that out. So when I put deploy, I'm going to show you guys the marches that I have been using so far. So this is my first preset. This is my second preset. Now when I want to go for damage, I take out Goresh and Skogul, and then I put Kinara and Husk. So this is my preset for the long range warfare. I have Kinara and Husk with the Rado Spear that works with long range warfare. Right now I am just using Sindrion for now. But this is what I use, and this is what we're going to test today. You're going to see how Bertrand compares to all these marches in terms of merit. And thing is, he is not yet awakened. And I can say he's been doing pretty good so far. So what is my next march? My plan for the future. Here is the preset for the future. Now I'm going to be training a lot of archers, and to take advantage of the long range warfare, I will try 3 archers in the open field. One of my other marches is going to be Nico and Craig with this spear right here. Just put a debuff on the enemy and then punish them. So this is something I'm going to do in the future. Alright, Warriors of Tamaris, Passes 2 just opened. It is time to fight in the open field. Now we're going to be doing 2 different things today. We are going to test out Bertrand and Tohar. And then we're going to test out the long range warfare. So everything will be done at the same time. Once we're done with the fighting, we're going to take a look at the merits and compare them. See what we got from the 2 testings that we have so far. So these are the marches that I have brought outside. We have entered the enemy territory. They have a behemoth here, so we're going to try and stay on the outside. The goal is to use the maximum range of the long range warfare to get some good value. We're going to compare the merits and see what's up. So a lot of you have been asking me whether to go with the long range warfare, and spoiler alert, I think you should do it. If you don't want your archers to get targeted, you have to go with the long range warfare. Otherwise, you are going to pay the price. Now, I think a lot of our players are also using this long range warfare because I'm not seeing any archers in front. It looks like everybody is at the exact same place. Now, my Sindrion used to get targeted a lot. It would be the first one to die. Right now, that's not the case. From the looks of it, some people are going for my Bertrand and Tohar. I think they are afraid of the Mirage Orb. So that's good for me. My Sindrion is going to be the silent killer. This behemoth is pissing me off. So we are at maximum range. None of my archers is in front. Nobody has been targeted. I am losing the damage from the Shadow Blade artifact, but I think it's worth it to go with the long range warfare because the value that you get out of it is pretty good. You just avoid being the second tank after your infantry dies. And right now I am not using any infantry tanks because there is not a lot of enemies on the open field here, so no need for the tank. We're just gonna do some micromanagement. Use the maximum range to do some damage and then compare the merits at the end. See who came out on top. I am still rocking that Lilia-Thea combination. It is one of the best in the game, especially for those who are in the League of Order with the Celestials. It just baffles me how this march does so well compared to Lilia and Velin. It's sometimes very hard to explain, but this Lilia and Thea just does so much damage. It's like an archer march with AoE. It just does a lot. You have 75% attack from Thea and Lilia combined. I think that's the reason they just do so well. So now all my marches are moving together at the same place, attacking at the same time. Something that I didn't mention is that my archers are moving at a might speed of 25%. So both of them are faster than my mages. The archers are moving at 25% while the mages are moving at 20% for Lilia, Thea, and then Walter and Velin. They're both moving at 20%. And then Bertrand is moving at 21% march speed. So all of them are close to each other. The good thing is that the archers are moving faster, so they are the first one to hit. And then Kinara is going to apply that debuff, slow down the enemy with the first hit. So that's gonna be a good one. Usually by this time, my Syndrion is already dead. But as you can see here, he is almost at full health. And from the looks of it, people are targeting my Bertrand instead. Good job, guys. Keep going after that Bertrand. Leave the Syndrion alone. You pay the price. Season T1, we are fighting the KM Alliance. They are putting up a good fight. We are way too overpowered. I think around 10.4 billion compared to these guys who are like, I think 6 billion or 7 billion, give or take. So we are bullying them so far. It is what it is. It is part of the war. So far, so good. Syndrion is still at good health. And as you can see, the Lilia Thea combo is still at good health as well. That's because of the shield from Thea. Man, I gotta say, it is so much fun playing with this long-range warfare. My marches are not getting targeted. Everything moves together at the same time. All I need to do is just bring the Viola's bow here and then problem solved. I need to train a few more archers and then go 3 archers and 2 mages, or 3 mages and 2 archers, depending on what I want to do to the enemy. And also depending on the different situations. So I hit that Mirage Orb on this enemy. Unfortunately, he died. Wasted artifact. And then here comes the Shadow Blade too short. Is this guy gonna walk towards it? Let's unleash it. Boom! 40,000 knockout. That was cool. He walked into the Shadow Blade and took all the damage. My Kinara has been targeted. It's already at red. Sometimes I don't focus in the open field. I like target someone, then I forget. Before knowing it, my marches have gone in too deep. No way of getting out on time. Another thing I don't like is fighting people who just jump in and out of the city. It is not fun. I do it sometimes. This is going good. I don't know if you guys have noticed. You're gonna see a lot of healing on my marches. And that is going to be Syndrion. I have agility of 39 maxed out with a level 1. What is this artifact called? Not the artifact, the skill. Come on, I forgot the name. Chain Strike. Yep, I have a 1-star Chain Strike, taking advantage of a 39 agility. And then I have put a level 1 steadfast Chain Strike. If you take a look at my legions, you're gonna see some massive healing. All of that healing is for Syndrion and the Chain Strike and the 39 agility. So I think steadfast Chain Strike is gonna be a very good skill to have in the future, especially if you happen to get a 3-star Chain Strike from the field. If you capture a legendary war pet and you get a 3-star Chain Strike, that's gonna be awesome. And then you combine that with steadfast Chain Strike, that's good. So I decided to send all my marches back home and to take a look at the reports. So this is everything that we've got so far. So gonna pause the video here, guys, and we can see the reports together. So we got Walder and Velen with 27,000 merit, Lilia Thea with 33,000 as usual, and then Syndrion Frega with 33. And take a look at Bertrand and Tohar. They managed to bring in 22,000. It is pretty close to Velen. So I think it's an okay march. The fact that it is not maxed out yet also plays into the equation. So which is why in the near future, I'm gonna max out this march and see what's really happening. So my marches are just moving back, so I'm gonna forward this video. Let me see, did I come back out? So this was my cavalry. Gonna just forward things to the front and then bring them out again. So here we are, I bring out the marches again and we go for round 2. As usual, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna fight these enemies and then I'm gonna retreat and see how much merits I got from the fight. I used to hate on the long range warfare, but all I can say is it is awesome, guys. I think people should use it. It's very good, especially if you like to use your archers. Make sure you take advantage of it. Pretty soon we might be getting generation 3 archers as well. So you might want to build your archer arsenal. Train as many archers as possible because things are going to change moving forward. It looks like the game developers don't want everyone to just focus on the mages. So the archers are going to be very good for the open field with this long range warfare, even if they have a reduced 15% attack. I also feel like the game developers did not describe the long range warfare effectively. They said it affects the base statistics, which is not the case. It just affects the regular attack. Let's say you get an attack rune from the dragon, an attack rune of 15% if it exists. So that would be what the long range warfare is gonna take out. So you don't really lose a lot. And so I think long range warfare is really good. You should go for it. It's gonna save your archers from being targeted. Even though they become a tiny bit weaker, you are not the target on the field and you can do some serious damage in the long run. The good thing is you have artifacts like this one that work with the long range warfare, aka the Rattle Spear, and you have Viola's Bow. You can also use the Heart of the Kamasi. That's another good one. Who knows, in the future game developers might decide to change the rage cost for these two artifacts, because I don't think it is fair to a lot of people. You're giving archers long range and then you're giving them fast charging artifacts. This is very bad. They might have to do something about it. Don't be surprised if they change the rage cost for some of these artifacts in the near future. So right now the enemies are just retreating. We're just fighting back and forth. Someone comes out, we attack. Someone comes out, we attack. Not sure if we are taking advantage of the long range warfare right now, but it is what it is. Let's take this guy out. Do we have any speed debuffs? Doesn't look like it. We move over to the other side. We grab this range unit, not paying attention. If you look at my marches, you can see so much healing for the level 1 steadfast chain strike, boosted by the 39 attributes from my war pet. That's some good stuff. I'm not making good use of my Shadow Blade because of the distance, but it's something that we have to deal with because of the long range warfare. There are some enemies here just jumping out in and out of the city, trying to catch me off guard. Now take a look at my marches. The long range warfare has made it so that the enemies target my Walder. That's good, man. Syndrion is still healthy, Kinara is still healthy, exactly what I want for now. Do some crazy damage with the normal attack. And the good thing is I picked that normal attack skill from the season talent, so that should be a good one. My Syndrion might suffer if I put them in the Alliance Keep. That's the one place I see my Syndrion suffering with the long range warfare. This has been a very quiet season for us. We have kind of bullied the enemy off the map. And in the final zone, we might be having a friendly fight with NK. From what I have heard, TA and NK might merge together. So that's something we're waiting to see at the end of the season. Should be a good one. Migration is also going to be added in the game pretty soon. All the different servers are trying to build the strongest servers possible. So many of the powerful alliances are recruiting strong players, trying to create super alliances for later on. So we're gonna see how that goes. Oh, here comes Garwood. Does he have a Madeline behind? I don't want to take that AoE from Madeline. Gonna move back a little bit and then focus the enemy. Looks like it's a Garwood Ileana. Now it's time to hit my Shadow Blades to enemies that are close. Smash them and unleash the Rattle Spear. Do some damage. Now target those ranged units with the long range warfare. and they jumped into the city. I don't know, this long range warfare is awesome, man. My marches don't die fast. This is some good stuff. They all moving at between 20 and 25 march speed. Keep it going, keep it going. So what do I think about Tohar? What do I think about Tohar right now? I think he is an okay commander if the game developers can just change that channeling and remove the interruption. I think people are going to invest in Tohar 100%. Right now I feel like everybody's kind of disappointed and no one is putting any effort in Tohar. Maybe they might change that. I hope they change it. Just change the channeling and that's pretty much it. As for Bertrand, I think he's working the way he is intended. If you look at Discovery Commander with the golden mark, Mr. What is his name? I'm forgetting the name of the heroes in the game. The garrison guy, Theodore. Theodore has a golden mark that can only be triggered by Ferondil. Ferondil has an awakening skill with cowardice and some debuffs, so that is the only skill that can trigger all the 3 marks for Theodore. So for Bertrand, he is working the way he is intended. They made it so that only Tohar can, only Bertrand, what am I saying? Okay, so they made it so that only Tohar can trigger the 3 stacks for Bertrand. The same way only Ferondil can trigger the 3 golden marks for Theodore. So for those of you who are waiting for Bertrand to be fixed, I think you're wasting your time. He is working the way he is intended. They made this hero so that they can be paired together. That way you can invest in both of them. So that's how it is. The biggest problem might be the Tohar, the channeling. They need to do something about it. I hope they do it. I think I've had enough for today, guys. Enough for the fighting. So we're going to send back the marches and look at the report. Who do you think is going to bring the most merit? So we have Lilia Thea, 19. Oh, look at Tohar, 19,000 as well. We have Kinara Hosk, 26. And then Sindrion Frege, 35. We have Walter and Velin with 15,000 merits. He got targeted for destruction. So this is the reason you bring the long range warfare. It makes it difficult for the enemy to pick a target. And when you have your Sindrion and your Kinaras, if they are fully awakened, you can do some serious damage. So for my final conclusion, like for all those who want to try out the long range warfare, I think it is a good skill. And I would recommend you take it if you don't want to get knocked out in the open field. Now as for Bertrand and Tohar, I'm going to do more testing. I need to awaken them both and then we shall see what's up. That's it for the video, guys. I might add some more fighting clips with, the different testings. You can see all the long range warfare in action. So enjoy as much as you can. Until then, talk to you guys in the next video. Bye bye for now.
Inspiration could strike me at any moment. Couldn't you send me somewhere closer? I'll fly there. I'll fly there.
sun's a tad strong. Couldn't you send me somewhere closer? I'll fly there.
You'll learn to fear me.
I hope I'm handsome.
Get back to wherever you crawled out from. I want to hear you repent.
Face the flame! I hardly broke a sweat. Bow before me! I hope
I'll fly there.
Remember this pain.
Not even worth my time.
You'll learn to fear me. Remember this pain.
I hope I'm handsomely rewarded.
I want to hear you repent. Remember this pain. I want to hear you repent. You'll learn to fear me.
I hardly...
Remember this pain.
I hope I'm handsome.
The merchant's guild doesn't work their mules this hard.
I want to hear you repent. Get back to wherever you crawled out from. I'm your worst nightmare.
Sun's a tad strong.
I want to hear you repent.
I hardly broke a sweat.
I'll fly there.
Remember this pain. Get back!
Told you I wouldn't let you down.
I'm your worst nightmare. You'll learn to fear me.
Not even worth... It is an honor to be consumed by my flames!
I'll fly there. I've never been there before. I've never been there before. The merchant's guild doesn't work their mules this hard.
Remember this pain. Get back to wherever you crawled out from. Remember,
I hope I'm handsomely rewarded for this, dear.
I'm your worst nightmare.
Not even worth my time.
I've never been there before. Couldn't you send me somewhere closer? I've never been there before. The merchant's guild doesn't work their mules this hard. I've never been there before. I'll fly there.
to hear you repent.
Sun's a tad strong.
I'm your worst nightmare. Remember this pain. You'll learn to fear me.
Not even worth my time.
I'll fly there.
It is an honor to be consumed by my flames.
I've never been there before.
Get back to wherever you crawled out from. Remember this pain.
I hardly broke a sweat.
I'm your worst nightmare.
Not even worth my time.
I want to hear you repent.
I hardly broke a sweat. Fools!
Couldn't you send me somewhere closer? I'll fly there.
You don't know who you're met.
I've never been there before.
I want to hear you repent. Get back to wherever you crawled out from.
I hardly...
You'll learn to fear me. Get back to wherever you crawled out from.
I hope
I want to hear you repent.
I hardly broke a sweat.
The Merchant's Guild doesn't work their mules this hard.